Alvin's heart lurched. He'd forgotten all about his promise to Alice. Now she was standing there in the doorway, looking more beautiful than ever, and wearing clothes that looked like they must have cost her father a fortune. "Oh, hi," Alice said to Wailing. "You're one of Alvin's little investigators, aren't you?" Tears swam in Wailing's eyes, hot tears of hurt and anger. She glanced at the other doll's clothes and down at her own t-shirt and jeans. She swung around to confront Alvin. "I know when I'm not wanted," she said bitterly. Before Alvin could say a word, she snatched up her bag and ran from the room. Alvin watched her familiar figure disappear across the car park. A knot of horror twisted in his chest. Alice watched Wailing straight away. "She didn't seem very happy to see me," she began, turning her gaze at Alvin. "She's not your girlfriend, is she?" Alvin could feel her cheeks flare. "Not really," he mumbled. "Good, I didn't think so." Alice's cool hand touched his wrist. "Well, Alvin, where are we going?" Alvin turned to reply. No words came out. Alice gave him a smile. "Then let me choose." Alvin tried to argue. "No money." "My treat," Alice insisted. She tugged his wrist. "Come on, all work and no play makes Alvin a dull boy." The gangster named Tang stood in the snake's private study. He watched as his reptile mask employer studied his two charts ripped from Alvin's wall. "You have done well, Tang," the snake said smoothly. The reptile glove hand crushed the pieces of paper. We now have an excellent picture of what Alvin's soul is up to." The gangster gave his boss a lopsided grin. "You won't have to worry about him again, Snake," he boasted. The snake became very still. "And why not?" "We fix him good and proper," Tang went on. "How?" "We wreck his headquarters," Tang bragged. "You oughta seen it, boss. Completely wrecked." The snake's eyes narrowed. "Did I ask you to do that?" "No, boss. But we thought we'd send him a warning anyway." "We really fix him, Snake." Tang gave a harsh laugh. "He won't give you no more trouble if he knows what's good for him." "Is that so?" the snake responded coldly. "Knowing Alvin so, it will have the opposite effect. He'll soon figure out who ordered the raid and connect it back to Dr. Chan. He'll come after us with everything he's got." "You reckon he will, boss?" Tang demanded. "He's only a kid. If I was you, I wouldn't worry about him." The snake crossed to his desk. "Ah, but you see, Tang, you aren't me. And what's more, you broke the rules. You didn't obey my exact orders." He put open a drawer and produced a neat gun with snake carvings on the barrel. "The penalty for disobedience is death. Goodbye, Tang." The gang spat twice. Tang was dead before he hit the floor. The snake picked up his phone and dialed a number. "Send someone in to take away the trash." Alice hailed a taxi, and within 20 minutes she was leading Alvin into a tiny Italian restaurant. Waiters in white shirts and black trousers bustled around crowded tables. Candles flickered above the white tablecloth. Grapevines tangled around the rafters overhead. Somewhere an Italian accordion was playing. The plump manager greeted Alice with a bow. "Welcome, Signorina Chan." When his eyes took in Alvin's sloppy clothes and gel slicked hair. He forced a smile that was anything but welcoming. He bowed to Alice again. "Your father's usual table, Signorina?" Once they were seated in the corner booth, Alice pointed out the specialties on the menu. "Alvin, why don't we start with the salumi plate?" "What kind of plate is a salumi?" Alvin said. "It's not the plate that's the salumi. It's the Italian cured meat on the plate." Alice answered. "There's soppressata and caporcolo, but my favorite is prosciutto di Parma. It's beautiful. My father took me to Parma last year. In Italy, they have the best food ever. Soppressata, caporcolo, prosciutto, Pinocchio." It all sounded the same to Alvin. Alice was saying, "And we could have some garlic bread." And that was something Alvin had eaten before. "That's what I'll have, garlic bread." Alice laughed. "You can't just have that by itself. You have to eat something else as well." She pointed to a long list of items on the menu and read her choice out loud. "I'm going to have ravioli primavera, asparagus, zucchini, peas, and broad beans with sooty lemon butter sauce." She glanced at Alvin. "What's your favorite food?" He shrugged. "Chicken rice." Alice closed the menu with a grin. "Then that's what you'll have. Chicken risotto with beans and kale." "Can't I have rice without the risotto?" Alvin asked. "Risotto is rice, Italian arborio rice." She signaled to the manager, who took her order personally. When he left, she tapped Alvin's wrist. "Don't worry, Alvin, it isn't exactly the chicken rice you know, but you will love it." The salumi arrived first. Alvin was surprised to find how good it tasted. Not that he had a chance to say so. Alice Chan was too busy telling him about her travels around the world. It seemed she had been to just about every country on the planet. She talked about catching gigantic marlin on the Great Barrier Reef, charting the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland, and skiing in the Austrian Alps at Christmas. How dull his life seemed compared with hers, which made him wonder what such a beautiful girl with the world at her feet should see in him. "You really have to come with my father and me next time we go somewhere," she said. "I think we are off to Paris for my next true vacation. Wouldn't that be romantic?" Alvin's lights lit up. Seconds later, his excitement plunged when he thought of Wailing, left behind while he and Alice roamed around Paris. A shaft of guilt stabbed his heart. Wailing was bossy and possessive, but she was the only girl he'd ever really thought of as part of his life. She was always there for him. She was a great detective too, and his mom liked her. With a pang of doubt, he wondered what his mother would think of Alice Chan. When their main course arrived, Alice was proof right. He loved the chicken risotto. He took another spoon, savoring the delicious aroma and taste. "What did I say?" Alice reminded him. "The Italians know how to cook, but then so do the French, and the Greeks, and as for the Spaniards." She fluttered her eyelashes. "Now, Alvin, you haven't told me anything about being a detective. I want to know all about how you're helping my father." Alvin was too busy eating to say much. He decided not to tell her about his headquarters being raided, or their suspicion that the snake was involved. Instead, he asked her about her father's friends. "He knows absolutely everybody, Alvin," he said proudly. People from all over the world come to see him for heart surgery. He is one of the world's best. Last two film stars flew all the way here just so that to operate on them. So he gets to see all kinds of famous people, Alvin mused. And ordinary people too. Alice added, if someone is ill, Dad will always try to help them. And now he has a double? Alvin prompted. It's weird, isn't it? Alice said. People have seen someone who looks just like him. I thought that it's just a coincidence. Maybe it is, Alvin said. Or maybe someone is deliberately impersonating him. Why would anyone do that? That's my job to find out, Alvin hesitated. Has anything unusual happened at home lately? Such as? Has anyone been there who shouldn't be there? Or have you seen anyone watching your place? Alice shivered. You made it sound spooky. Just curious. Well, no, not that I've noticed. Strange phone calls? No, Alvin nodded. Good. She touched his hand across the table. I feel a lot safer knowing you're on the case. Alvin didn't know what to say, except that he didn't feel safe at all. Not with Wailing. Not with Alice, and not with Wailing either. His cell phone chirped. He put back his hand to take a call. It was Rafe on the line. Alvin, did I wake you? No. Rafe hesitated. Where are you? Can I hear Italian music? Alvin felt his cheeks redden. I'm in a restaurant. Rafe blurted out. A what? Which one? Where? I don't know what it's called, Alvin mumbled. He dropped his voice to a whisper. I'm with Alice. As in Alice Chan? Correct. Does Wailing know? Alvin's cheeks were blazing. I don't know. Rafe sounded cold suddenly. I think you should tell her. Then he sounded sarcastic. And I'm sorry I interrupted. I just wanted you to know that there have been 2 murders tonight. It was on the radio news. Who's been killed? One of the Snake's men and a doctor.